thing Dr. Jackson told me when I was interviewing him is how he got into this is simply because he liked math, simply because he had an affinity for math. And thankfully, it was identified by some of his teachers and his parents. But he got on the path that he is on now simply because he had a love of math. And we can take that story. If you have a love of writing, if you have a love of reading, if you have a love of a number of things, it can lead you to a fulfilling career, a fulfilling vocation. Not that you necessarily will be in the, top 1% of, everything, but you can have a fulfilling career and make an impact simply based on the fact that you like to do numbers. Now, I hate math personally. I think math is evil. but if we have so many young brothers and sisters out today who don't recognize that because they are good at math, they too can be doctors, that they can be scientists, that they can be a number of things. And it starts with something very simple. And that was one of the things I took from the story of Dr. Jackson, is that his path started from something very simple and basic about how he liked to do math and did math in his spare time as a hobby. And that is inspiring to me, not only because I can't do math, but there's hope for a number of young people who think that their hobbies are useless and it won't take them.
You made some really good points. And Ty, I know you can run with this in regards to pursuing your passion. What were some things that you were thinking about as Mr. Smoot was really kind of breaking that down?
Well, honestly, okay, I'm with you on not liking math, but I do like money. So I like to count money.
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
We have something in common. But I was listening to just some of the things you were saying, and it's impressive. And I just want to applaud you for taking a different approach. And I'm always excited when we have different guests on, us both being authors, him more of an author than me, of course. I like to call myself the journey journal girl, because I'm really big on journals. Okay. But it's documenting just kind of what you did, the journey. And I was just like, wow, like I learned something new today. And I thought it was very honorable of, like what the fraternity did to save that particular home. And that's now written in history, but it's so many things that we don't know. And so I'm always intrigued by different authors that come in and their approach to writing and how they're able to tap into something totally different from each other, like from us, from the previous authors. And so although, when Drew was saying how, typically off the top of our heads, we say, oh, history, bummer, that sucks. We don't want to hear anything about history. As we become more, I'll say, wiser and mature in our way of thinking, history is everything, because it is who we are today. It helps us to be able to map out what we need to do and help us to avoid things that we shouldn't do because someone else has already paved the way or made the mistakes, and help us do things in a more vitable way, if you will. So I just, like, when I was listening to you, I'm like, wow, this kind of went a different direction than what I thought, because I'm like, I didn't think necessarily, I never think that as relates to books, that it's going to be boring, but for me, it's just intriguing because I can only imagine all the other pieces that you have in the book. And that's why it's so important. And back to his question, and he knows that I go all around the world to say what I got to say sometimes. But I said all that to say it's passion for you, right? Because it's so important for you to operate in your purpose and in your passion that God has designed for you. It's your journey. Everybody has their own individual journey, and you're writing your vision and your journey, right? And so when you do what you're purposed to do, the Bible says that God will make room for your gift. And that's exactly what he's doing, because from the naked eye, you think history, oh, it's going to be boring. Like you said, he said it a lot more funnier than I did, but, because it's your gift, and it's because God allowed you to create it in such a way that was, that was designed for you to do. When I hear it, it sounds intriguing. It doesn't sound boring. It sounds like I want to know more.
Make sure to catch the full broadcast on All About the Authors 520 on Facebook and All About the Authors 520 on YouTube. Don't forget to support these and other great authors, and make sure to check out the hosts, All About the Authors. We'll see you soon.